Hi, I'm Isaac.
And I'm Minna.
And we're here to tell you about SLEDS.
Minnesota SLEDS is the statewide longitudinal education data system.
The SLEDS project is being created to help identify the most viable pathways for Minnesotans to achieve successful outcomes in education and work.
The SLEDS data system will enable research to identify predictors of long-term individual success, design targeted program improvement strategies, and improve data-driven decision-making. SLEDS includes data from K-12 education, post-secondary education, and the workforce.
Data? Whoa, what does that even mean? How does SLEDS use data? Where does SLEDS get data? Where does the data go?
Okay. Let's start from the beginning. Data is information. SLEDS is built from data that is collected by partner organizations and agencies. There are 3 state agencies and 5 organizations that contribute data to SLEDS every year. State agencies include the Department of Employment and Economic Development, the Office of Higher Education, and the Department of Education. Organizations include National Student Clearinghouse, ACT College Entrance, College Board, GED Results, International Baccalaureate Data, SAT, and PSAT. Next, Minnesota's information technology staff assigned to SLEDS loads all the data from those organizations into a pre-linking database. The information that makes up the data is still connected to the organizations that provided it. At this point, the information would still be considered identifiable. Note, although the information is still considered identifiable, the data is not accessible. The data only lives within MN.IT services, and only the staff assigned to the project can access it. Data security is important in Minnesota, and SLEDS is extremely careful with the data contributed. So now, the data can be linked to tie multiple pieces of information about each person together.
Okay, this has my head spinning. I think we should turn to an expert in the data field. Let's visit David Reeg with MN.IT at the Minnesota Department of Education. Dave, can you describe the complex task of linking information with the organization that contributed the information?
Sure thing. Data linking is driven by a sequence of rules which determine whether 2 pieces of information are about the same person or not. Linking data by person ID numbers typically provides much better results than linking by first and last name, but not all systems use the same person ID numbers. SLEDS uses the cleanest and best links first and the weakest links last. Once data is linked and assigned generic person ID numbers, SLEDS removes the personally identifiable information to de-identify the data and make it anonymous. Now we move the de-identified data into the SLEDS data warehouse. The SLEDS data warehouse is the data source for all SLEDS reports and research products. This information is what SLEDS researchers use to create reports in a fast and efficient manner. Data marts are subsets of data extracted from the data warehouse and optimized for specific reporting requirements.
Wow, thanks Dave. That makes way more sense now. This data system thing is really neat.
Hopefully, this clarifies how the data you see on the mobile analytics site arrives in the SLEDS system. SLEDS is accessible and effective.
If you have remaining questions about the SLEDS data system, be sure to contact SLEDS support for answers.
Be sure to keep up with SLEDS. The reports are updated regularly, and the mobile analytics site is as well. Check out the data for yourself at sleds.mn.gov.
SLEDS loves feedback. Let them know what you think.
Click the link for more detailed videos on how to use SLEDS products. SLEDS,
providing Minnesota answers when needed.